Thought I would do one of these while going on a walk. I don't know if it's going to be weird or not. But see, sometimes see people walking and talking, and I don't know. It'd just be cool to have a change of, scenery. There's the James River outside my house. That's kind of a brag, I guess. We don't have a very big place, but the location is pretty nice. So yeah, it's about a low 40s, high 30s here. Haven't really checked the temperature yet, but yeah. So I'm reading that Irving Goffman book. I feel like it's really appropriate to be reading it while doing this vlog experiment, because it's all about, like, how do you present yourself to others, and how you're, even if you try to be, like, quote unquote the most authentic person, you're still a kind of character. You're always playing a character. You're always trying to get people to see you in a certain way. You're like engineering their interpretation of who you are. And I don't know, I feel like you put a camera in front of somebody. You put a camera on somebody, and they're automatically going to start, like, performing. I'm trying to think if I am doing that. Like, is that something that I'm just disavowing? Like, I'm, like, pushing into the unconscious, or is it like, am I just fooling myself? Right? Like, am I just lying to you? Like, no, I'm not actually trying to perform a character, when deep inside I'm like, no, I'm actually performing a character. And it's part of being reflective or honest with yourself. It ends up making you not be able to make any claims. It's like part of the vocation of being an academic, at least in the humanities. You don't want to say anything because you want to get all of your ducks in a row and blah blah blah. But all of your data to support your claims, all of your evidence, there's never enough. It's kind of just like I've often thought like that when you're doing when you become an academic, you kind of put yourself in this crucible of, like, interpretive panic. Like, you can't make any truth claims anymore, because everything is so, you read the philosopher Derrida, and he basically, if you, first off, very suspicious of that philosopher, you should look him up if you don't know who he is. But he basically argues that, like, language is not, I'm being using really broad strokes here, the language is not nearly as precise as we think it is. That, not only is language unstable, its meaning is unstable, that's just your use of it. Like, even as I try to articulate my thoughts in language, it's unstable. But we haven't even begun to consider when other people interpret it. When like you write the email and you send it, and you don't know what you're really saying, and then when they receive the email, they don't know. They have to interpret it. And so for him, it's just like he has this very his whole point is, like, you need to approach language very compassionately, and knowing that meaning is kind of always contingent, and don't ever assume that you've understood somebody. You should always, obviously people are always criticizing that view. They will they'll use the example of, like, the stop sign, or like the what a stop sign means. Red octagon, and the 4-character stop means you should pause, or otherwise you're gonna get hit. Or if somebody yells at you, look, you turn your head right to what they're pointing at. There's some instances where language, I use this is his term, or this is a linguist's term. The process of signification works a lot of the time. but it doesn't always work, you know. So, what else I don't know how I went down that rabbit hole. So yeah, I'm reading the Goffman. I'm experiencing this, self doubt because of it. Like, am I playing a character? Am I trying to be authentic? Last night I had a friend over, and we started. Well, it's a single player game, but he was kind of there giving me advice. Started playing Earthbound, the JRPG. I've never played it before. It's from like the late 90s, I believe. 94, 95. Not the late 90s, mid 90s. 94, 95. It's a really interesting JRPG. It kind of takes place in a fictional America. There's all these like strange things happening. It's really like a interesting philosophical game, but started playing that. What else? My wife and I are going to go to the running store. She wants to get a new pair of shoes. They're having it's a Black Friday sale, but it's I think it's it's Saturday, so it's, I don't know what you call it then. Oh, I know what it is. Small Business Saturday, I think is what it is, because the running store we go to is a small business, so they're having a sale for that. And I kind of like this. I'm looking at the screen now. I like the what's it called, the screen flares. I think it's cool. See, yeah, it's a really cool effect. And then don't really have any plans. I have a bunch of grading to do. I still have grading to do. Haven't graded nearly as much as I wanted to. Next week is the last week of the semester, and I have some. I don't even know what I'm doing with my students. I joke with my students and I say, because I always have these moments in class where it's like, well, what are we doing next week? Like, I write the schedule down because I don't have it memorized. Pretty sure I know we have what's called a peer review session. It's like one of the last things we do in my writing classes is I make them bring in actual print rough drafts of their work, and I have them basically trade drafts and read each other's drafts and give feedback. And they're always resistant. They're like, what am I going to learn from this person who's my age? Or, why aren't you giving me feedback? Notwithstanding, I can give them feedback also, but why do I have to take feedback from my peer? And I'm like, well, honestly, the peer review session, it's less about what you're going to get out of it and more about the learning that happens when you try to give advice. So I think this is the case that, like, functioning as an editor is something that all good writers should do. You should be a writer, but you should also be an editor. I'm passing a beer garden right now. There's a little beer garden near my house. There's a lot of people out. I do believe that. I do a lot of like zines myself, and like amateur zines, little publications and stuff. But I feel like I've become a better writer because of the editing that I've done. Like it's there's like this general principle to the universe of like, when you give, you get back. And I don't know if I can keep recording because it's pretty loud here. If you're going to be this writer and write stories, you should also, and you want people to read your stuff, you need to spend some time reading other people's stuff too, right? Obviously, I think when you're an editor, you learn technical skills of writing, but I also think it harmonizes with this like cosmic principle of like, you must give in order to receive. See, I think I'm going to stop recording because it's pretty loud here. But yeah, I don't know. This is kind of just a change of scenery. And here's my walk ahead. Let's see it one more time. This is Hilton Village where I live. So, all right, well, have a good day.